Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. On this chart, we take a look at the daily time frame, and we take a look at the chart from an Elliott Wave perspective, which is a sentiment-based analysis method. It gives us a good idea of key support levels, and it gives us a really good idea about where we are on the larger time frame. It's like a roadmap for the price, and it warns us from where we could expect corrections or reversals, and it's a good idea, or it gives us a good idea about reward and risk on a chart. Now, what we can identify here on the Bitcoin daily chart is that from the low in November 2022, which we call a bear market low, when the price bottomed at around $15,400, the price formed a 5-wave move up. Now, 5 waves in Elliott Wave is always an indication that there will be a correction coming. 5 waves can either start a move or end a move. In this case, it's a larger time frame, 5th wave, of a larger time frame, 5th wave, which means it's likely the end of a larger move. And we can identify this as a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. So we're getting to the end of this move. Further upside extensions are always possible, okay? But the next milestone target is located around $130,000. Now, when we zoom out, the move to the upside could technically be complete. For what we are looking for here, for this rally that started in 2022, we have fulfilled minimum requirements. I would not be surprised if a larger correction unfolds from here, but it's not expected yet, because when we zoom in, we can see that the price ideally pushes a little bit higher. So let's zoom in a little bit. Before we zoom in any further, you might ask, okay, what will happen after a top forms here? Well, it would be a substantial correction. We can, in some of the future videos, again talk about the weekly time frame chart, but ultimately what would happen is most likely a larger correction, like an A wave, the first leg of the correction, a B wave, and a C wave. And it might be a really, really substantial correction, because the entire move up between November 2022 and now needs to be corrected. And cryptocurrency corrections are typically quite substantial. So on the macro level, macro perspective, the risk is very high. Now, the white scenario is the preferred interpretation. There is an alternative interpretation where we can say maybe after this top forms, there will be another higher low and a higher high before the large correction starts. We don't know that at this stage, and I would not rely on it. I would treat this top as really a substantial top. We can always, when the correction then unfolds, check if this is going to be a higher low. There will be support levels and everything that we can add to the chart to get a better idea of what's going on. But for now, I would assume that the next rally could be the last rally in this cycle. Now, tricky is that we cannot really confirm a price top until support levels break. At the moment, I can only warn, and I believe we're at the end of a larger rally, but I also believe we haven't formed the top yet. But we are in a larger area where such a price top could form, basically a bull market top. Very important to understand that. For now, zoomed in a little bit further, you can see that we could still form one more high. Now, from an Elliott Wave point of view, I already showed you that the 5th wave consists of 5 waves. And in August 2024, an internal 4th wave formed a low. And we're now working on a 5-wave move on a smaller degree, smaller time frame. And you can see that it already formed wave 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the current idea. And we're likely working on wave 5. And it could take us closer to $130,000. And this is what we're tracking at the moment, as long as the market is holding above the January low, which was located at around $88,700. So this is what we're tracking at the moment for Bitcoin. And I would suggest we now take a look at the smaller time frame. So here, this is the pattern I'm tracking now. Two pathways or two scenarios, pretty much the same now. just different labeling, because in the white count, this is an A wave, a B wave pullback, and a C wave rally, or it might turn for whatever reason into a 5-wave move, 1, 2, but you see it won't really make a difference at the moment in the short term. Support is still between 92,665 and 99,235. And then based on the internal structure, which I'm not too confident about, I have added a target area, which I communicated earlier today on Discord, between 96,740 and 100,570. And the price already reacted to it, okay? But yeah, I mean, current ideas this year might have been an A wave down, a B wave triangle. We can debate, maybe the B wave needs to sit here. Maybe I'll change that, but it doesn't really make a great difference. This aligns very well with the Solana count as well, because Solana also showed a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it might need another 4, 5. Not sure if the third is finished. It could be. Might get one more low in wave 3, then wave 4, then wave 5. Current micro resistance is located between 101,815 and 103,076. This is a micro resistance area which we need to break above in order to unlock basically a recovery and to indicate that a low of sorts is formed. For now, due to the break of previous micro support, it indicates that we go down a little bit lower. At least I would say one more low, but the price still has plenty of space. So as I said, support is still between 92,665 and 99,235. And this is the support area that needs to hold to keep the overall idea alive that a larger degree fourth wave, as I just showed you on the daily time frame, that this fourth wave bottomed on the 13th of January, right? For now, I think the pressure is down. And again, whether the B wave sits here or not, it also would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it doesn't really change much. I just find that here we can see the waves better. And I mean, that third wave is long enough, but if we really were to dive into the microstructures, we could say there's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete that third, and another 4, 5. So we might see the price test maybe here, the 99K area. There are a couple of levels that meet there. So there's a bit of not a cluster, but a bit of confluence of Fibonacci support. Now, interestingly, the price already found some support locally here at the 100% extension, which is normally the first ideal target for such a C wave. But then we need to take a look at microstructures, and based on the context, it at least appears likely that the price would test the previous low from the 19th of January, which is around 99K, and maybe even a little bit lower. So what would be a first signal that a low is in then? A break above resistance, which is now located at 103,076. And yeah, I mean, that would come pretty close to breaking back above the trend line as well. So that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.